Right now at 5, the state of Missouri announces it will audit the city of Joplin.
And it is clear, it's chilly outside. Warm weather continues as our warming trend continues. Take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, authorities find a card skimming device at a Southwest Missouri Casey's.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So, we were just discussing why it is so important we do what we do.
Yes, we were, Chris.
See, sometimes we talk about things and then I surprise her by actually bringing it up.
Live on air.
And then poor Caitlin here, she's still not 100% used to who I am and what I am.
I'm getting there, though.
And so every so often I catch her off guard. But it's very important what we do here, from news, weather, sports, all that, because you know what? We actually do work pretty hard to make sure we get it right. And when we get it wrong, we'll say we got it wrong.
That's right.
We absolutely do. We'll tell you that we got it wrong. We're not afraid to admit we've made mistakes. The good news is, that's not where, that's about where it's supposed to. Okay, see, I got it wrong. That graphic is where it's supposed to be. I don't know where I am this morning. This wall is very green. You can't see it, but I assure you, it is quite green. Outside, though, quite clear and chilly. But look at this. I like it. I like it a lot. 39 in Joplin and Pittsburgh. Why do I like that? Well, because 24 hours ago, it was about 20 degrees colder than that out there. So this is much better. Now, kids getting on the bus, looking much better. And this is what I like to, of course, we put these numbers in every morning, every day. We update these things. So yesterday's numbers were still in there from yesterday morning. That said 19. That says 34. I know that's still cold. I'm not crazy. I know it's cold, but that's considerably better. Winds are going to pick up again out of the south, gusting upwards of 25, and that's much better too. Mid-50s by the time the bus brings the kids home. This is what we're talking about, though, for the next couple of days. Wind gusts out there are going to be something to contend with across the area in that 20, maybe even upwards of 30 mile an hour range. We'll see periods where they calm down here and there. It won't be until Saturday that the winds actually get to be a little bit more on the manageable side. So again, breezy today, highs today, upper 50s out there and along and west of US 75, may even go low 60s. So much warmer and still breezy. Temperatures getting closer to average. We're going to continue to get warm across the area. We'll take a look at your full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. And we want to make a correction to a story we told you Wednesday. We said a Newton County group was suing the Missouri Department of Natural Resources stemming from a sludge spill near Fairview in October. The group is actually petitioning a judge, claiming the department is overstepping its authority on issuing permits. You can find more on the story, including the full petition, on our website at koamnewsnow.com. And a semi-truck overcorrected and overturned Wednesday evening. The accident happened 2 miles west of Joplin's stockyards along I-44. Around 5 p.m., authorities were called in to assist with the overturned semi. The semi was carrying 40,000 pounds of bath and body soaps and lotions. The trailer burst open on impact and the cargo spilled all along the highway, and traffic had to be diverted for about 3 hours. Some of the scents that spilled were Japanese cherry blossom, winter candy apple, crushed candy cane, and winter foaming hand soap. Crews were able to lift the truck upright, and Carthage Fire was able to wash the soaps and lotion off the highway. The driver was not injured and remained on scene. The state of Missouri says it transferred $13 million in funds from the state's medical marijuana program to the Missouri Veterans Commission. The commission will use the funds for health care and other services for veterans. The money comes from a voter-approved sales tax on medical marijuana. It has resulted in a total of nearly $40 million transferred to the Veterans Commission since it was created in 2018. The impact of the Tyson plant closure in Knoll, Missouri is rippling through the community, with the latest casualty, the Community Baptist Church. Yesterday, church leaders announced that they'll be closing their doors. The Tyson plant had been a cornerstone of the community, attracting a diverse congregation of worshipers. But with the plant's closure, many of the congregations have been forced to relocate. The church's pastor is resigning December 1st, and a new church will take over operations in the new year. The Missouri State Auditor's Office will perform an audit of the city of Joplin. A petition calling for the audit had been more than 2,200 signatures. The required number of signatures for the petition is 10% of votes cast in the last governor's election. The last state audit for the city of Joplin was in 2015 when the city received a rating of poor, the lowest rating the auditor's office can give.
There will be some overlap just because of the breadth of that report from 2015. The way that these things work, though, is we'll go in, conduct an entrance meeting with the city council, which will be in public, and then we will begin the audit work.
KOAM's Amber Jenkins reached out to the city of Joplin regarding the audit. Mayor Lawson said, in part, "We look forward to working with the state auditor and his staff to complete the requested audit." The annual Joplin Memorial Run will end in 2024. Organizers made the announcement yesterday. The event honors the victims of the 2011 Joplin tornado. But organizers cite a declining number of participants, committee fatigue, and rising expenses as reasons.
We just felt like it was time, and rather we did look at other options for continuing the event, but we wanted, this is a very unique, special event, and we wanted to keep it that way. We did not want to sell the event and have it become just another run in a race director's portfolio of events, and so we felt like it's better to go out on top.
The 161 banners honoring the victims of the tornado have lined the route of the run. Those will be given to the families of the victims. Police in Liberal, Missouri say some people may have had their credit card information stolen when getting fuel at Casey's. Authorities say a card skimming device was found on the diesel pump at the gas station. They're asking anyone who used the pump since October 1st to report it to the police department. The chief says they've seen a rise in fraudulent credit card transactions recently.
This is not specific to Casey's. This is gas stations all over have been hit with it, and they like to use gas pumps or diesel pumps and stuff like that, rather than going inside the store where the camera systems are much better. But it's happening all over the area to all different kinds of gas stations.
If you notice any unusual charges on your card, it's recommended you cancel it and request a new one. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Yesterday was a big day for a couple of spring sport athletes at Pittsburgh High School. We'll have the details. Plus, global leaders are weighing the future of artificial intelligence in the place where computer science as we know it began. And temperatures are warming back up. We'll have what to expect from today with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
When it comes to working with my clients,
Tuesday, November 14th on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Well, here lately it's been feeling like winter, but yesterday was a big day for a couple of spring sport athletes. Pittsburgh High School, two rising seniors for the Purple Dragons softball team signed their college commitment letters. Maya Russell and Maddie Burdick signed their letters of intent yesterday afternoon at PHS in front of friends, family, coaches, and administrators. Russell is continuing her academic career and athletic career at Fort Scott Community College, while Burdick is heading to Daytona State College. She says her relationship with their head coach made the difference.
The first time I heard from him, it was I made a good play and he came down and talked to me, and I saw his energy there and just how amazing of a coach he could be. And so then I went on a tour with him and he really showed me like how he is as a person. He's very family oriented, cares about his players, and I think he just wants the best.
My teammates at PHS are really special to me because those are the first people I've played with for school, and so it was a really special bond with them. And then Coach Terry also, he has pushed me and all my teammates in so many ways, and just pushed us to go to state last year, just things like that. We just are a team, and I really enjoy it.
Well, as the calendar flips over to November, we're ready for college hoops season. Missouri Southern women's basketball has an unofficial opening to its 2023-24 campaign in an exhibition at Division I opponent Wichita State. A year ago, this game went to overtime, close again last night, but the Lions fall on the road 75-65. Still hung tough with a D1 opponent for 4 quarters. Chrislyn Jones is one of the few returners from last year's team. She led all scorers last night with 23 points to go with 6 boards and 3 steals. And it feels like we're just keep thinking about this every week. But we have another high school athletics conference shakeup in Southwest Missouri, specifically with Central Ozark Conference. Continues to fill spots, membership ballooning up to 14 teams, so the league will split into an East and West division. Our local schools are all in the West: Carthage, Joplin, Neosho, and Webb City. Willard and Republic join them, and Parkview is in the West division of the conference, but only for sports other than football. Well, Game 5 of the World Series was last night between Texas Rangers and Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Texas Rangers are the 2023 World Series champions, which is the first time in franchise history they've done so. Texas takes Game 5, 5-0 over the Diamondbacks. There was no score until the 7th inning when Texas scored 1. They added 4 more in the top of the 9th to ice away a World Series victory. Still to come, I'll tell you why a new study shows anger can improve people's ability to reach their goals. Plus, our warming trend will continue across the 4 states. We'll take another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
In the mood for fun, winning excitement? Then it's time to go to Indigo Sky Casino,
celebrating its 84th season.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 5:16 on this Thursday morning. It is almost Friday in the 4 states, and we've got an absolutely beautiful weekend ahead of us. We got a lot to look forward to. Quick look outside. Our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Got a southerly breeze out there, continuing to usher in warmer temperatures. Looking at the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. Clear skies, looking good. And we're looking pretty good from the KDOT camera on 69 just south of Pittsburgh. And of course, we've got the same clear skies to show you from our camera in 7th and range line. It's still chilly though. It's 39, feels like 31 because of that south-southwesterly breeze there at about 13 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region. We got 39 in Pittsburgh, 36 Fort Scott, 39 Chanute, 36 Neodesha, 37's Yates Center, Iola, 32 in Chautauqua. And again, you can see that darker colored circle here. Not all of this is 100% accurate, but it's still pretty chilly down in northeastern Oklahoma. 33 Neosho, Monette, 38 in Carthage this morning. We get our morning started. Sunny skies once again. Winds will really start to pick up about mid-morning or so. And this is much better. Instead of the low mid-30s by late morning, we're talking mid-40s out there by late morning. And we go into this afternoon, highs mid-upper 50s across the area. And out west, could even reach the low 60s today with plentiful sunshine and, of course, that breezy south wind gusting upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour. It'll stay breezy as we go into the overnight hours, gusts up to 20, 25, but clear skies out there. We fall back. I don't think I updated these numbers because our lows are actually going to be in the low 40s. So I'm going to go back and fix that because I don't think I punched in the right numbers. I told you, we update them every day. I don't think I changed those numbers specifically, so I'll have to look at that for you. But otherwise, low 40s for our lows. Tomorrow, low 60s, upper 60s by Saturday, partly cloudy skies, and of course, don't forget to fall back. Low 70s Sunday, so now we're going above average. We go low 70s Monday as well. Our shower chances begin to build in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, and those shower chances will also knock our temperatures back down, so we'll go slightly below average for a bit, but not too bad as we hang out upper 50s, low 60s. We go into next weekend, we get another opportunity for some showers across the area as we head into next Saturday. But otherwise, not a bad forecast. Our overnight lows, for the most part, right about where they should be. They'll continue to improve. Even some mild evenings. Look at Monday night, near 60 degrees for an overnight low. Compared to 19, that is going to feel fantastic. So get out there, enjoy it. Enjoy this weekend. It's going to be great. And more importantly, enjoy your extra hour of sleep. We have more of the KOAM Morning News headed your way, and in fact, right after this, we've got Health Watch.
Thursday, Friday night. the biggest games.
Saturday, November 18th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Located at Cecil Floyd Elementary.
Topping Health Watch this morning, a judge in the largest county in Kansas ruled this week against the state's 24-hour waiting period on most abortions. It's a sweeping decision that also suspended mandatory disclosure requirements. The waiting period was first enacted in Kansas in 1997, and the state's mandatory disclosure requirements have been amended several times. The judge called the mandatory waiting period arbitrary, and he found the language of the informed consent is not based on accepted medical practices. The judge said that the injunction suspending the waiting period and disclosure requirements will remain in effect pending a trial set for June of 2024. Need some motivation to achieve your goals? A new study says being angry just might do the trick. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows anger can improve people's ability to reach their ambitions. The study looked at 1,000 people who completed various tasks that included difficult puzzles and avoiding objects in a video game. Researchers found that the more challenging a goal was, those with anger seemed to be motivated most frequently. Researchers say that both positive and negative emotions can be effective tools in promoting behavior in certain situations. A lack of confidence in vaccines and health misinformation continue to grow following the pandemic. That's according to a new survey of more than 1,500 adults in October from the Annenberg Public Policy Center at the University of Pennsylvania. It found Americans are less likely to consider it safe to get the measles, mumps, and rubella, pneumonia, and COVID vaccines than they were 2.5 years ago. That's when the group was first included on a panel for the survey. The percentage of Americans who believe vaccines approved for use in the U.S. are safe dropped 6% since April of 2021 to 71%. And the share of adults who don't think approved vaccines are safe nearly doubled in the same time frame, increasing from 9 to 16%. While still a small group, people who believe vaccines cause autism, cancer, and illnesses such as the flu or COVID ticked up. And the Food and Drug Administration is one step closer to approving a groundbreaking new treatment for sickle cell disease. Advisors to the FDA met Tuesday to discuss a therapy that uses a genetic modification process called CRISPR. Doctors fix the genetic problems in a patient's own stem cells and then gives those cells back to the patient in a one-time infusion. In company studies, the treatment was considered safe. Right now, the only therapy approved to cure the blood disease is a bone marrow or stem cell transplant. Advisors didn't take a vote or make a decision at Tuesday's meeting. The FDA is expected to make one in December. And lung cancer is the second most common cancer and remains the leading cause of cancer deaths in the United States. Now the American Cancer Society is updating its screening guidelines to try to save more lives. Stephanie Stahl has more.
56-year-old Joe Diana is a lung cancer survivor. 15 years ago, an x-ray for an injury led to the unexpected but early diagnosis.
I like to call it a divine intervention, that someone had a purpose for me to get cancer, to beat cancer, and to help other people do the same.
A smoker for 25 years, he had surgery to remove his right lung and needed chemotherapy.
I quit smoking 4 days before surgery.
To try to reduce deaths from lung cancer, the American Cancer Society is updating screening guidelines, lowering the age for a yearly low-dose CT scan to 50 for people who smoke or formerly smoked a pack a day for 20 years or 2 packs a day for 10 years. There is also no longer a years since quitting requirement. Dr. Karen Knutson says the changes reflect the latest research.
We were screening too few individuals. Individuals were not eligible for screening who should have been, whose lives could be saved from earlier lung cancer diagnosis.
The new guidance makes nearly 5 million more people eligible for screening, boosting the number to 19.2 million.
Lung cancer is the #1 leading cause of cancer death for both men and women. We can reverse that trend through prevention, but also through screening for all who are eligible.
I changed my life completely.
After treatment, Joe started running, taking part in 5Ks and even triathlons.
Get screened for the people who love you, so you can be around for them if you won't do it for yourself. But it's critical.
He hopes more people get the message. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News.
The American Cancer Society estimates that if everyone followed the new guidelines, about 21% more lives would be saved. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And we've got ourselves another chilly start, but not a cold start necessarily to our day. Our warming trend continues. We'll take another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Good morning, I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy with your KOAM News Update. A semi-truck overcorrected and overturned Wednesday evening. The accident happened 2 miles west of Joplin Stockyards along I-44. Around 5 p.m., authorities were called in to assist with the overturned semi. The semi was carrying 40,000 pounds of bath and body soaps and lotions. The trailer burst open on impact, and the cargo spilled all along the highway, and traffic had to be diverted for about 3 hours. The driver was not injured. Police in Liberal, Missouri say some people may have had their credit card information stolen when getting fuel at Casey's. Authorities say a card skimming device was found on the diesel pump at the gas station. They're asking anyone who used the pump since October 1st to report it to the police department. The chief says they've seen a rise in fraudulent credit card transactions recently.
We've got ourselves a much warmer day again out there. Still not quite to average, but getting closer. Mid-upper 50s, sunny and breezy. Winds gusting out of the south 20-25 miles an hour out there. Breezy overnight again, but also a bit milder. We fall back into the low 40s for our overnight lows under clear skies. We continue to warm. Low 60s Friday, upper 60s Saturday, low 70s Sunday, Monday. Rain chances next week.
Buddy games battle.
Legion Post 13.
Right now at 5:30, Parsons, Kansas residents get a chance to meet the candidates for city commissioner and school boards.
And we've got ourselves a chilly start out there this morning, but not nearly as cold as we have been. Our warming trend will continue. We'll take a look at your forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, November kicks off National Diabetes Awareness Month. A 4-state woman reflects on living with type 1.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 5:30 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
5:30 on the dot there.
Oh, that's right.
Right there on the second.
Nailed it.
I am Chris Warner. You definitely nailed it in this forecast. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. It's almost the weekend.
No, it is, Chris.
It is so totally almost the weekend. And we've got an absolutely gorgeous one out there. We'll have a look at your weekend forecast here in a few more minutes. But to get you up, get you ready, get you out the door this morning, let's take a quick look outside. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. Those lights are very green this morning, and the sky's very clear. Temperatures pretty chilly, but not as cold as where we have been here lately. We're upwards of about 20 degrees warmer this morning where we were this time yesterday. 39 in Joplin, clear skies in Pittsburgh, and 37 degrees. Kids getting on the bus this morning, and it's going to be a bit better. Talking low to mid 30s, so I mean it's still cold, but better than where we have been. Sunny skies, south breeze right around 5 to 10. As we head into the afternoon, actually through the morning, the winds will start picking up, gusting upwards of 25 miles an hour, still out of the south. So that means still bringing in warm air, and we'll go low mid 50s by the time the bus brings them home this afternoon. Wind gusts are going to be the story. Once again, we got a brief break from the gusty winds, and they return, but this time again, they are out of the south. They will eventually ease up on us as we get into Saturday, but between now and then, as you can see, wind gusts 25, 30 miles an hour out there, and in some cases maybe a little bit higher, so something we'll keep an eye on. But they again will begin to calm down for us as we head into Saturday. As for the rest of today, though, again, warmer today, breezy. Our ultimate highs making it into the mid to upper 50s, and something we haven't been able to say in a long time, along and west of 75, could even make the low 60s out there today. So we're easing closer to normal. We're going to take a look at your full forecast, including that gorgeous weekend we have ahead of us here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. Candidates for Parsons City Commission, Lebec County College Board of Trustees, and 2 district school board positions took center stage yesterday evening. Each person running for a position had equal time to share why they felt they're qualified for the job, as well as answer questions.
What you're looking at here are elections for 3 of the 4 taxing entities in Lebec County, the 4th being, of course, the county itself. So you are going to elect leaders that will decide on how to spend those funds, how the taxation pushes through, and other things that would be important on those decisions made on that taxation.
Elections will be held next Tuesday, November 7th. High school students from all over the area yesterday made the trip to Pitt State for a youth summit. The Keys Youth Summit is hosted by Kansas Works. It featured a keynote address by Melissa Weed, the Internship and Career Readiness Coordinator at Pitt State, as well as sessions focused on helping students build skills for the workforce. It was aimed at helping the students learn about career and employment opportunities.
We do these because there's not a lot out there for students to educate them on the different pathways and what steps they have to take to get to where they want to be in life as far as jobs and careers.
More than 125 students attended the event. And students at Carthage High School yesterday put their culinary skills to the test. The school's foods and nutrition classes took part in a Bisquick bake-off. It's pretty simple. They were challenged to make a dish with Bisquick other than biscuits, waffles, or pancakes. The dishes they made included monkey bread, churros, brownies, and pumpkin scones.
Try to have one competition a semester at least with all of my classes because I think it really plays into their employability skills. And since we're part of the Tech Center, that's one of the main focuses of this class. So it gives them like customer service experience and experience working with others and taking pride in something that they've made.
Other classes will take their best shot at it later today. Teachers and school staff are available to taste and test the treats and give their thoughts. And November is American Diabetes Month. More than 37 million children and adults have diabetes in the United States. In Kansas and Missouri, about 11% of adults deal with the condition. KOAM's Fernanda Silva sat down with a Northeast Oklahoma resident who's learned to find good things dealing with type 1 diabetes.
I wanted to pretend that it wasn't real. I felt very isolated from my peers because even as far as like going to a birthday party, everybody else gets to sit down, they eat right away, they eat their cake, they eat their snacks, and then they just go on. And I would have to stop, check my blood sugar, give an injection, and by the time I was sitting down and eating, everybody else was already gone.
Kaylee Jacobs was only 10 years old when she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, a condition that changed her life and routine forever. But 15 years later, she learned how to even find some positive things about it.
I would never say, oh, I want diabetes, but I know I wouldn't be who I am. I might not have honestly ended up as responsible or mature or made even the life choices that I made.
But Jacobs is not alone. This reporter was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 13 years ago. In the state of Oklahoma, where she lives, 400,000 people deal with diabetes every day.
Some of the common symptoms of diabetes are urinating often, feeling very thirsty, feeling very hungry, even though you're eating, extreme fatigue, and blurry vision.
I missed a lot of school because I was just constant. I would go through periods of throwing up and then I'd be fine and then I'd be back to, and we just thought I got stomach bugs constantly.
Over the years, she saw technologies improving her life quality, from fingerprints and insulin shots to an insulin pump and continuous glucose monitor.
If I'm asleep at night and something happens or for some reason my blood sugar goes up, I don't have to worry about waking up with a high. Or if I don't tell somebody I'm diabetic, usually they don't know.
For her future, Jacobs hopes for a sweet life with blood sugar levels in range. In Miami, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Diabetes can also impact your wallet. In the U.S., people with diabetes have medical expenses that more than double those without the disease. For more details about diabetes and to learn the difference between type 1 and type 2, go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Russia launches a missile strike in eastern Ukraine, killing at least one person. Plus, foreign nationals who've been trapped in war-torn Gaza were able to escape. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Station 87 and running.
Topping World Watch, global leaders are weighing the future of artificial intelligence in the place where computer science as we know it began. Correspondent Caroline Shively has the story from Washington.
At the birthplace of modern computing, where codebreakers helped defeat Axis powers in World War II, tech CEOs and global leaders are gathering at the historic site for a new battle against time.
This is a moment of profound opportunity. The benefits of AI are immense.
The Artificial Intelligence Safety Summit focuses on the most cutting-edge systems called Frontier AI, which experts say could pose the most extreme risks, from cybersecurity breaches to bioweapons. Guests at the summit include Elon Musk and even major global competitors.
And yes, we've invited China. There can be no serious strategy for AI without at least trying to engage all of the world's leading AI powers.
AI could automate at least half of employees' work in the next few decades, according to the consulting firm McKinsey & Company. And it's expected to serve as more than a simple chatbot. The firm says it could come for white-collar jobs, too.
The use of artificial intelligence.
At home, President Biden signed an executive order this week trying to address the potential job displacement.
This executive order represents bold action, but we still need Congress to act.
Industry leaders are here in D.C. on Wednesday, meeting with senators at an AI Insight Forum, as Majority Leader Chuck Schumer pushes for Congress to pass industry guidelines.
And Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla spend time with pachyderms in the part of their state visit of Kenya. The royal couple visited an elephant orphanage at Nairobi National Park Wednesday and got to mingle with the animals. Camilla bottle-fed one of the calves, and they both petted the elephants and a baby rhino. Charles and Camilla also met with workers at the Sheldrick Wildlife Trust Elephant Orphanage to hear about the Trust's work in the conservation and preservation of wildlife in protected areas across Kenya. Vice President Kamala Harris making a visit to the United Kingdom. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak holding a quick meet and greet with Vice President Harris at 10 Downing Street in London on Wednesday. The two leaders holding discussions on a variety of ongoing issues, including the war between Israel and Hamas and the crisis in Ukraine. The vice president also discussing a meeting with global leaders on safeguards for artificial intelligence. Russia launches a missile strike in eastern Ukraine, killing at least one person. Kherson's regional government released video of the aftermath showing blown out windows of a residential building and debris scattered across the yard. The drone attack Wednesday also caused major damage in Kherson's city center. Ukraine's presidential office says Russia has launched several rocket attacks over the past 3 days in the region, killing 3 civilians and injuring over a dozen others. Russian forces seized Kherson earlier in the war, but they withdrew about a year ago. For the first time in 3 weeks, foreign nationals who've been trapped in war-torn Gaza were able to escape. President Biden says his administration is working with foreign partners to get more Americans out and humanitarian aid in. This fierce fighting continues with another Israeli strike on a refugee camp that it says was a key Hamas stronghold. Ian Lee has the latest from Tel Aviv.
Hundreds of foreign passport holders, including some Americans, began crossing into Egypt after the gates opened Wednesday.
Working non-stop to get Americans out of Gaza as soon and as safely as possible. This is the result of intense and urgent American diplomacy with our partners in the region.
The U.S. State Department says it has been in contact with 400 Americans who want to leave Gaza. U.S. passport holder Fatih Abu al-Hassan said he became trapped there after visiting 3 months ago.
No water, no food, no shelter. Nothing.
Dozens of injured Palestinian civilians were brought to Egyptian hospitals for treatment as the fighting intensifies on both sides.
From this position, we can hear artillery, we can hear warplanes, and in the distance in Gaza, you can see smoke from airstrikes.
Hamas says nearly 200 people are dead after another Israeli airstrike on the already hard-hit Jabalia refugee camp yesterday. Israel says the strikes there took out a Hamas command center and a leader believed to be behind the deadly October 7th raids. Israeli officials now estimate as many as 3,000 Hamas fighters may have invaded on that day.
We need a humanitarian ceasefire.
A top United Nations official in Gaza called attention to the deteriorating humanitarian conditions there. The Biden administration says it's focused on ramping up aid deliveries. Ian Lee, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected to travel to Israel and Jordan tomorrow. Meanwhile, the U.S. House of Representatives could take up its Israel security bill as soon as today. And that's a look at your biggest headlines from around the world. We'll be right back.
.com for more information.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 5:46. Coming up on 5:47 on this Thursday morning, another step closer to Friday and another step closer to the beautiful weekend we have set up for us. Live look from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Still got that breeze out there, and it's going to be gusty again. It's going to stay that way through at least late Friday into early Saturday before it starts to let go. But because it is a southerly breeze, it is bringing in much warmer air across the area. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. We've got clear skies and for the time being clear roads, but of course we all know that's going to begin to change. And KDOT camera 69 just south of Pittsburgh, also looking pretty good. No frost on the grass this morning. The last couple of mornings we've had very visible frost out there. Clear skies, and this is why it's a little above freezing. 39 is what the temperature is. Now with that south-southwest breeze at about 13, is making it feel like 31, but it is still considerably better than where we've been the last several mornings across the area. Still have this weird anomaly that's happening with our temperature data in northeast Oklahoma, but outside of that, we got 35 in Newada, 36 Neodesha, Independence, Parsons, 38 Yates Center, 37's Pittsburgh, Fort Scott, and Iola, 36 Nevada, Lamar, 38 in Carthage, and 33 Monette, Neosho, and Cassville. And as we get our morning started, very simple forecast. Breezy. Winds will really start to pick up by about mid-morning. Sunny skies. And again, this is about where our normal lows should be, but we're getting closer to getting much more normal over the next few days. About mid-40s by late morning. As we head into the afternoon, we're going to have plentiful sunshine out there yet again. Still breezy. Winds gusting out of the south at around 25 miles an hour out there. But our highs today, much better as we go into the mid to upper 50s across the area, and some of us, again especially out west, could even make the low 60s today, and that puts you all much closer to where we're supposed to be for this time of year. As we head into the evening, I told you I'd fix these temperatures, and I did. We're going to fall back through the 40s progressively. Clear skies, still breezy, and we'll eventually make it down into the low to mid 40s, and that's about where our lows are supposed to be. So what does that mean? Well, that means our highs have got to be getting closer to normal, and they are. Low to mid 60s for us on our Friday, maybe a passing cloud or two. Partly cloudy skies Saturday, and of course we do want to remind you, take time, set your clock back 1 hour so you get that extra hour of sleep. 67. Then we go above normal here. We're talking low 70s Sunday and Monday. We'll have increasing clouds though for us on Sunday. And then we're going to see rain chances increasing as we kick off the next work week. So rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then with the rain and the clouds, that does bring our temperatures back down a bit. They'll even be a pinch below normal during the day and even into the overnight hours, but not as significant as a drop as we saw this past weekend across the area. So upper 50s, low 60s, not bad Thursday and Friday. We'll see some additional shower chances as we move into Saturday of next week. So in the meantime, though, enjoy this warm up and enjoy this absolutely beautiful weekend out there, and you even get to enjoy Sunday a little longer thanks to us setting our clocks back. That's a quick check of your forecast. We have more of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
KOAM Skyview. Get the Skywatch weather app today.
A Virginia couple is giving tourists and locals a wine tour with a retro twist. You'll get to try some tasty vintages in a 1972 Volkswagen bus. Brenna Kiefer has more.
This is Mabel, the vehicle behind Tipsy Wagon Tours that will elevate your winery experience. Husband and wife team Katie and Ken wanted to bring the excitement of touring wineries to a new crowd of people.
We always like to find those fun and unique and different things to do in the places that we visit, and we thought that this would be such a cool, fun idea to bring to the Charlottesville area.
On that tour, Mabel will pick you and your group up at a mystery winery, and from there, the fun begins with lots of features you all can enjoy.
I mean, obviously she's super fun and cute, so you'll get a lot of attention riding around in her. Lots of air conditioning. We've got 11 windows that you can open up and get a good breeze. And of course then on the tours themselves, you get a flight included.
You get to pick from a list of winery favorites like Keswick, Castle Hill, among others, and make some fun memories with people you love.
You get a lot of fun. It's a safe way to kind of travel around and do the wineries and breweries in the area.
Tipsy Wagon Tours offers private and public tours that all last around 3.5 hours.
Virginia wine industry officials say the state's winery numbers have grown from around 50 in the mid-1990s to nearly 300 today. We'll be right back.
Fall is the perfect time to gather around the table.
Will be featured. Join us 5:30 a.m. Saturday on KOAM TV.
Living like the Flintstones could be your new reality. A unique home in Concord, Ohio, which is built into a cave-like sculpture, just hit the market for $400,000. The nearly 3,600 square foot house has 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms tucked within its cave walls. The house also features amenities that include a wood-burning fireplace and a 2-car garage. A representative from the agency handling the listing says the original owners commissioned the property in 1970 with a vision of raising their children there. The realty company says any potential new owner could bring it back to what it was in the 70s. Concord is about 30 miles northeast of Cleveland. It turns out your cat may not be as aloof as you think they are. In fact, a new study suggests that they are quite expressive, especially with other felines. The researchers filmed 53 cats at a cat cafe in California between August 2021 and June 2022. In all, they had over 3 hours of footage featuring 186 feline interactions. Overall, the researchers observed 276 distinct facial expressions. The study authors say 45% of the expressions were friendly, while 37% were aggressive. They hope to expand the research to include cats living in multi-cat homes and in feral communities. They would also like to try to decipher what the expressions mean. The study was published last month in the Journal of Behavioral Processes. And in case you were wondering, a friendly expression is shown when the ears and whiskers move forward while the eyes close. An aggressive expression consists of constricted pupils, flattened ears, and a tongue swipe of the lip.
That seems to be what my kids do when they are feeling aggressive. They must be cats. You never know. We do know this. It's going to start to warm up across the area. We're going to go mid-40s by late morning. Winds increasing again out of the south, gusting upwards of 25. Sunny skies, but of course, as we know, southerly winds mean warmer temperatures are on the way, and we're even warmer today. Breezy, sunny, highs mid to upper 50s across the area, and some of us out west could even go into the low 60s today. Our overnight lows a little closer to normal as we fall back low to mid 40s out there. Still a bit on the breezy side overnight with otherwise clear skies. And heading down the road, our warming trend continues. About normal on Friday, a little above normal Saturday. Don't forget to set your clocks back. As we head to Sunday, Monday, above normal, low 70s. Rain chances begin to increase Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we do fall back a little below normal, but not so much so, not like last weekend. Highs in the mid to upper 50s and lower 60s with additional rain chances by next Saturday. That's a quick check of your forecast. Got a whole nother hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.
Fridays in November.
Right now at 6, Missouri moves $13 million from medical marijuana funds to the Missouri Veterans Commission.
Well, we've got ourselves a chilly start for our morning, but not nearly as cold as where we have been. And as that says right there, a warm-up in the 4 states is on the way. Take a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the city of Joplin will soon face an audit. KOAM's Amber Jenkins gives us a closer look at what prompted the move.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 6 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So it's not too bad outside. It's still a little on the chilly side, but could be a lot worse, you know.
Of course, it could be in this studio where it is freezing.
I am comfortable, but I also, I've got more layers.
Dying here. We can't turn on a heater.
We have to keep it cold because these lights, believe it or not, they do get pretty darn hot. In fact, our big monitor wall you guys see puts off a fair amount of heat all on its own as well. So we do have to keep it somewhat chilly in here, even in the wintertime, and it makes it tough. But I keep my coat down here as well so that if it gets a little too cold, I can bundle up for sure. You don't need to bundle up as much today. but you're still going to need to have at least a light jacket, maybe a light coat on as we go through the morning because it is still pretty chilly out there. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line is showing us those clear skies out there, looking pretty decent as we start the day. But again, a little cool. 39 in Joplin, 35 in Pittsburgh. And one of the big notes on the Pittsburgh camera is over the last couple of days, we've seen abundant frost on the ground. It's been very evident. No frost out there this morning because, again, it's cold. Like I've said before, I'm not crazy. I know it's cold, but it's not as bad as it has been. Kids getting on the bus, low to mid-30s out there. South breeze at about 5 to 10 with sunny skies. Bus brings them home. Winds start gusting again. They'll actually start picking up by mid-morning, gusting to 25, and we'll go right around the mid-50s by the time the bus brings them home. Winds are going to continue to be an issue from now through at least Friday night across the area. Gusts upwards 20, 30, and in some cases in our northern counties could even reach as high as maybe 35 miles an hour out there before they do eventually begin to let up for us as we head into Saturday morning. But for today, again, breezy, sunny, highs mid-upper 50s, so still not quite normal, but much closer. We're going to have a complete look at your forecast, including just how warm it's going to get here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. The state of Missouri says it's transferred $13 million in funds from the state's medical marijuana program to the Missouri Veterans Commission. The commission will use the funds for health care and other services for veterans. The money comes from a voter-approved sales tax on medical marijuana. It has resulted in a total of nearly $40 million transferred to the Veterans Commission since it was created in 2018. The impact of the Tyson plant closure in Noel, Missouri continues to ripple through the community, with the latest casualty the Community Baptist Church. Yesterday, church leaders announced they will be closing their doors. The Tyson plant had been a cornerstone of the community, attracting a diverse congregation of worshipers. But with the plant's closure, many of the congregations have been forced to relocate. The church's pastor is resigning December 1st, and a new church will take over operations in the new year. The Missouri State Auditor's Office will audit the city of Joplin. KOAM's Amber Jenkins looks at what prompted the request for the audit.
We will bill the city for the cost of conducting the audit, and we're estimating that that'll be between $200,000 and $250,000. So it is going to be an expenditure of the city's money.
The last state audit for the city of Joplin was in 2015 when the city received a rating of poor, the lowest rating the auditor's office can give. State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick says this audit is another way the city can be transparent.
There will be some overlap just because of the breadth of that report from 2015. The way that these things work, though, is we'll go in, conduct an entrance meeting with the city council, which will be in public, and then we will begin the audit work, and that will include doing survey work to determine what are the greatest areas of risk.
The required number of signatures for the petition is 10% of the votes cast in the last governor's election. The state auditor's office received more than 2,200 signatures.
First batch, we didn't want to just rely on the postal service because we spent so many months, sweat and tears and going constantly trying to get the signatures. Mary and I drove up to Jefferson City and delivered the first 2,400 signatures personally.
Brian Evans and Mary Price are Joplin residents. They first started reviewing Joplin's financial records to find funding for public safety workers. While searching, they say they found misuse of city funds.
They were blown away with the amount of information that we had and the concerning documents we had, and they actually recommended, they said, start with a state audit.
Although Evans and Price's effort was ignited after the public safety proposition failed, they believe it led them to a bigger issue.
This is far bigger than paying police and fire. These errors should not be happening. We should not be changing financial statements. We should be accountable. We should be transparent with everything.
There is not a set date for the audit to begin. The state auditor's office will schedule an entrance meeting with the city when staffing allows. Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
KOAM reached out to the city of Joplin regarding the audit. Mayor Doug Lawson said in part, "We look forward to working with the state auditor and the staff to complete the requested audit." And the Joplin Memorial Run will cross the finish line next year. Organizers yesterday announced the 2024 event will be the last. They cite a declining number of participants, committee fatigue, and rising expenses as reasons. The event will be a little different because it'll be the last. One change is that the 161 banners honoring the victims of the 2011 tornado will be given to the families of the victims.
Been the only event that honors the 161. And so one of the reasons, we built the banner structure that has the names on it is so that is a long time memorial.
The final run will take place on May 18th next year. There will still be a walk of silence the day before. And November is American Diabetes Month. More than 37 million children and adults have diabetes in the United States. In the states of Kansas and Missouri, for example, about 11% of the adult population deal with the condition.
I would never say, oh, I want diabetes, but I know I wouldn't be who I am. I might not have honestly ended up as responsible or mature or made even the life choices that I made.
In the United States, people with diabetes have medical expenses approximately 2.3 times higher than those who do not. For more details about diabetes and to learn the difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes, go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, Tennessee may soon carry out the first execution of a woman in the state in 200 years. Plus, legendary basketball coach Bobby Knight passes away at the age of 83. We'll take a look back at his life and career. And don't put those coats away just yet, even if you may not need them for today. Chris has a welcome warm-up forecast coming up. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Cut, more feeling. Cue the music.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Love it.
And to give us rhythm instead of algorithms, introducing Us Mode. Set your phone for human connection at US Cellular.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, a Tennessee judge is upholding the death sentence for the state's only woman on death row. Attorneys for Krista Pike filed an appeal in hopes of reducing her sentence. Their argument was based on another case that found juvenile offenders are constitutionally different than adults. However, Pike was 18 at the time of her crime. She confessed to first-degree murder in the 1995 killing of 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer. A possible execution date has not been set. She would be the first woman Tennessee has executed in over 200 years. The Hill was a buzz place last night as some members of the House of Representatives hope to make history trying to expel one of their own, only the 5th time in U.S. history. Republican New York Congressman George Santos is under fire for admittedly lying about his background and resume and for federal fraud indictments to which he's pleaded not guilty. Emily Schmidt reports on the resolution and the congressman's resolve.
We got a lot of discussions this week. We'll see what happens.
Now that House Republicans have filled the speaker vacancy, some say it's time to create another job opening.
Let's rid George Santos of the House.
5 vulnerable New York Republicans sent a letter to their colleagues Wednesday urging them to vote yes on H.R. 773, a resolution that would expel first-term Congressman George Santos for being unfit to service.
He lied about everything, his education, his faith, the fact that his mother was a victim of 9/11, the fact that his grandparents were victims of the Holocaust.
I stand today to continue to prove my innocence of these allegations and charges leveled against me.
Santos has pleaded not guilty to 23 federal charges, including wire fraud and identity theft. Last week, a judge set a trial date for September 2024. Santos also faces a House Ethics Committee investigation. The committee said Tuesday it's contacted approximately 40 witnesses, reviewed more than 170,000 pages of documents, authorized 37 subpoenas, and will announce a next course of action by November 17th. So why would Congress act now?
I called for George Santos's expulsion at the very beginning of the year, and, I'm a man of my word.
Santos posted on social media he will not beg for his constitutional rights. The effort failed to get the 2/3 majority vote needed to expel Santos. For now, his job intact, even if his reputation is not. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Only 5 people have been expelled from the House in the country's history, 3 of which were fighting against the U.S. government in the Civil War. Legendary Hall of Fame college basketball coach Bobby Knight has died. One of the sport's winningest yet polarizing figures passed away yesterday surrounded by family at the age of 83. In a statement, Knight's family said they are, quote, grateful for all the thoughts and prayers and asking for privacy. Knight won 902 games as a college coach, leading teams at Army, Indiana University, and Texas Tech. It is at Indiana where his legend status was cemented, winning a school record 661 games and making the NCAA tournament 24 times. The Hoosiers won 3 national championships in his 29 years at the school. Knight was eventually forced out at Indiana in 2000 for what the school called a pattern of unacceptable behavior. He retired from the college game in 2008. Knight's resume also included leading the USA men's Olympic team to a gold medal in 1984. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Now here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, quick look at the Skywatch storm tracker. As you can see, all those radar beams sweeping around, and they are picking up nothing. Had some clouds this morning, but as you can see, those have since moved on out. We have got clear skies across the area. Clear skies from the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line in Joplin. It is a chilly start out there, but our warming trend continues. We start in the upper 30s at 7. We'll make it into the mid to upper 50s as we head into the afternoon today. It'll also be breezy, south winds gusting upwards of around 25 miles an hour, but that will continue to usher in warmer weather. We'll have another complete look at your forecast in just a few more minutes here on the KOAM Morning News.
When the doctor says therapy before going home, Medical Lodge.
Now at Furniture Row.
Pittsburgh's Meals on Wheels. Volunteer drivers needed.
Extreme drought conditions are continuing in Caney, Kansas, despite a recent rainfall. In fact, the clock is ticking as the city officials worry that they may run out of water by the first of the year. As Amy Hybels explains, the city is trying to find short and long-term solutions to the water crisis.
Imagine this driver's surprise when he stopped to fill up on gas in Caney, Kansas on his way to Tyler, Texas, and discovered there were no restrooms available because of the water crisis.
Obviously had to go and use a porta potty restroom.
Everyone's been asked to conserve water, including students at Caney Valley Public Schools, where portable restrooms are now in use.
This is really the Cadillac of portable restrooms. They're climate controlled. Each one has a lock on the door, and you can also flush. They use a rural water source from outside of town.
Efforts to save water are paying off for the district that's gone to a 4-day week.
On Monday we were around, I think it was 5,984 gallons, and on Friday we were just a little over 2,200. And so essentially, not quite, but right at 2/3 that we had been able to reduce, which was huge for us to be able to do that.
Conserving water comes at a crucial time as the city worries it may run out by the first of the year.
This is the Little Caney River that's getting its water from Timber Hill Lake. Now, the city manager tells us that if current consumption continues, they're going to have to release more water from Timber Hill Lake in just 4 weeks.
We have about one more release out of Timber Hill Lake, our backup reservoir, and what we'll do is we'll release that, notify KDM. Coffeyville has actually volunteered to let us truck water from their city.
If it comes to that, it will not come cheap. Zellner describes the short-term plan.
Well, we're going to connect to the Chautauqua rural water line and basically just bore it in up the hill and put a pump down there and pump it into our clear well.
You can see how dry it is out here. Zellner says this is a situation that's been decades in the making, and it may take several years to come up with a long-term solution.
That may involve constructing an 8-inch line.
About 2 miles from Coffeyville, we'd put a pump station that would actually pump the water down the line to Caney.
The very next step involves a Zoom strategy meeting with all of the parties involved, including the Kansas Department of Emergency Management early next week.
Last week, the city asked Montgomery County Commissioners to declare a state of emergency.
And we've got ourselves a chilly start out there, but not as bad as it has been here lately. Our warming trend will continue with those gusty south winds ushering in warmer temperatures. We're going to get back to normal, above normal even, as we head into the weekend. Take another full look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Each day, we choose to take steps forward, to look out for each other.
In Miami and Grove, Integris Health, partnering with people to live healthier lives.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 622 now on this Thursday morning across the area. Got a great view from our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. Still got the south winds out there, continuing to usher in warmer weather across the area. Clear skies also from the MoDOT camera, 32nd and Range Line in Joplin. And no frost on the ground this morning from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue, of course, just south of Pittsburgh. Our camera, 7th and Range Line, clear skies. It is chilly still, 39. With that south breeze now blowing upwards of 15, feels like 31, so it does feel pretty cold out there. However, it's going to continue to warm. In fact, we're doing better than what we were yesterday. 34 Chetopa, 36 Independence and Parsons, as well as Neodesha, 37 Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, 36 is Nevada, Lamar, 38 in Carthage, and 33 Monette, Neosho, and Cassville. We get our morning started. Again, sunny skies, cold to start. The winds will really start picking up, gusting out of the south around to say 25 miles an hour by mid-morning, but we're doing better temperature-wise too, going in mid-40s by late morning. Highs today, mid to upper 50s, maybe even some lower 60s out there with those gusty south winds and plentiful sunshine across the area. And we head into this evening. Got clear skies, still breezy though, gusts up to 20, but our lows a lot closer to where they're supposed to be as we fall back into the low to mid 40s overnight tonight with those clear skies continuing. So not bad out there. Cool, but not bad. Our warming trend continues about normal for us on Friday, a pinch above by Saturday, even more above normal Sunday and Monday as we go into the low 70s, low 60s Friday, upper 60s by Saturday. Of course, don't forget to set your clocks back an hour Saturday before you go to bed. Maybe a stray cloud or two Friday, partly cloudy Saturday, increasing clouds through Sunday ahead of increasing rain chances heading into next week. So we have shower chances Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And with the cloud cover and the rain, that does kick our temperatures back down a little bit out there as we fall back into the upper 50s and lower 60s. So we'll still have a couple of days here and there that'll be below normal. But thankfully, this rain not knocking our temperatures down with the same punch the last system had as we went into last weekend that knocked our temperatures 20, 30 degrees below normal out there. We start to warm back up again toward the end of next week, right back to about normal, and we'll see some additional rain chances as we head into Saturday of next week. So we're looking forward to all that rain that we need, and we're otherwise not too bad across the area. And of course, make sure you get out there and enjoy this weekend because it is going to be absolutely beautiful. That is a check of your forecast. Now here's Caitlin with Health Watch.
Topping Health Watch this morning, detecting cancer before it's too advanced to treat is critical. Now a team of researchers from Rockefeller University say they developed a new low-cost blood test that could spot cancer sooner. The test detects a specific protein produced by cancer cells. More research needs to be done, but the study suggests the blood test shows promise. Americans are more willing to accept misinformation about vaccines and COVID-19. That's according to a new University of Pennsylvania study. A survey of 1,500 adults found only 2/3 believe it's safer to get the COVID vaccine than actually catching COVID. And more than a quarter of Americans wrongly believe ivermectin is an effective COVID-19 treatment, a 16% increase from 2 years ago. And we know sugar can be harmful for people with type 2 diabetes, but new research shows salt may also cause problems. A study from Tulane University found that frequently adding salt to food is linked to a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Researchers suspect eating more salt encourages people to eat larger portions, which can lead to obesity and diabetes. A young woman is inspiring others by running her first marathon while undergoing chemotherapy for a serious disorder. Michael George shows us how she overcame her diagnosis and is now running to help others.
At age 15, Leanna Scaglione's life changed forever. An aspiring ballerina, she started having intense pain in her hips and quads.
It just got way too much, and I was like, Mom, I can't do this anymore.
Doctors found a large tumor on her spine and diagnosed her with neurofibromatosis, a genetic disorder that causes tumors to grow on nerve tissue. She was confined to a wheelchair.
It was very, very devastating for me. knowing that that dream was pretty much done. I was told I probably wasn't going to dance again.
She spent the next year and a half learning to walk normally again. Now, at 32, she doesn't just walk, she runs.
I shocked myself because I didn't think running was actually possible because I was in a wheelchair as a teenager.
She started running during the pandemic, and it soon became her passion. This weekend, she'll be competing in her first marathon. But the path hasn't been easy, training while undergoing chemotherapy, and more hurdles lie ahead. In a few months, she faces surgery to remove a tumor that will leave her deaf in one ear.
There were times that the side effects were so bad that it was just easier for me to rest on the couch because not moving was the best thing for me.
Leanna is running on the Children's Tumor Foundation charity team, raising money to find a cure for neurofibromatosis.
I'd want to be an example that despite these odds against you, you can still live your life and have it be fulfilling.
Proving step by step that limits are made to be broken. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Neurofibromatosis affects around 130,000 Americans, making it one of the most common genetic disorders. Let's look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back.
If you have a heart for helping, if you've made compassion your career, if you're with Capella University.
Pittsburgh's Meals on Wheels, delivering love one meal at a time.
Right now at 6:30, a tractor trailer overturns and spills 40,000 pounds of soap and lotion on I-44 yesterday.
And we've got another chilly but not as cold start to the day for us across the 4 states, and our temperatures will continue to warm. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, Election Day is just around the corner, and area candidates begin to make the case for why they should be elected.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. The time now is 6:31 a.m. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner. So we're just a couple of days from the weekend.
So close, Chris.
Man, it's been a long week, it seems, mainly because it's been so darn cold out there.
It's been cold. We had Halloween. It's just been a lot going on.
Yeah, very long week across the area. And the good news is as we head into the weekend, not only do we get a beautiful weekend weather-wise,
good,
we also get to gain back an hour of sleep.
Woo! I'm liking what I'm hearing.
I think that's the best part of the whole deal. Let's take a quick look outside. Joplin and Pittsburgh. MoDOT camera in Joplin at 20th and range line, showing us clear skies out there, 39 degrees. Clear skies on the KDOT camera just south of Pittsburgh on 69. And as we've been mentioning this morning, no frost. The last couple of mornings, very visible frost out there. Not this morning, at least not right now, sitting at 34. We got clear skies as kids get on the bus today, 34. South breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour out there. By mid-morning, though, those gusts start to pick up, gusting upwards of 25. Still clear, though, and we're about the mid-50s by 3 o'clock this afternoon when that bus brings them home. Winds are going to be a thing again. We have just not been able to let go of the gusty winds around the area. We had a brief break, and then they're picking right back up again out there. Gusting anywhere from 20, 25, maybe even 30 miles an hour. In some places, maybe a little higher than that in our northern counties as we head through today and into tomorrow. And then it won't be until early Saturday morning that the winds finally start to give us a bit of a break out there. And we can just enjoy the nice weather without being knocked over. So again, breezy today, sunny, highs mid-upper 50s. So not at normal, but much closer as our warming trend continues. We're going to take a complete look at your forecast and that beautiful weekend here in just a few more minutes. Caitlin?
Thanks, Chris. The semi-truck overcorrected and overturned Wednesday evening. The accident happened 2 miles west of Joplin Stockyards along I-44. Around 5 p.m., authorities were called in to assist with the overturned semi. The semi was carrying 40,000 pounds of bath and body soaps and lotions. The trailer burst open on impact and the cargo spilled all along the highway, and traffic had to be diverted for about 3 hours. Some of the scents that spilled were Japanese cherry blossom, winter candy apple, crushed candy cane, and winter foaming hand soap. Crews were able to lift the truck upright, and Carthage Fire was able to wash the soaps and lotion off the highway. The driver was not injured and remained on scene. Police in Liberal, Missouri wanted to warn drivers who fueled up at the Casey's in town to check your bank account. Authorities say a card skimming device was found on the diesel pump at the gas station. They are asking anyone who used the pump since October 1st to report it to the police department.
Well, if you do get compromised, you're not responsible for the bill. So of any fraudulent transactions. So immediately contact your bank and get a new debit card issued. But that's about all. Other than paying with cash, that's about all you can do. Because, like I said, these devices are getting very sophisticated, and there's always going to be a cat and mouse game with trying to stay ahead of them.
If you notice any unusual charges on your card, it's recommended to cancel it and request a new one. Candidates for Parsons City Commission, Labette Community College Board of Trustees, and 2 district school board positions took center stage yesterday. Each person running for a position had equal time to share why they felt they're qualified for the job, as well as answer questions.
What you're looking at here are elections for 3 of the 4 taxing entities in Labette County, the 4th being, of course, the county itself. So you are going to elect leaders that will decide on how to spend those funds, how the taxation pushes through, and other things that would be important on those decisions made on that taxation.
Elections will be held next Tuesday, November 7th. Area high school students made the trip to Pitt State for a youth summit. Kansas Works hosted the Keys Youth Summit yesterday. It featured a keynote address by Melissa Weed, the Internship and Career Readiness Coordinator at Pitt State, as well as sessions focused on helping students build skills for the workforce. It was aimed at helping the students learn about career and employment opportunities.
We do these because there's not a lot out there for students to educate them on the different pathways and what steps they have to take to get to where they want to be in life as far as jobs and careers.
More than 125 students attended the event. Students at Carthage High School put their culinary skills to the test. Yesterday, the school's foods and nutrition classes took part in a Bisquick bake-off. It's pretty simple. They were challenged to make a dish with Bisquick, other than biscuits, waffles, or pancakes. The dishes they made included monkey bread, churros, brownies, and pumpkin scones.
Try to have one competition a semester at least with all of my classes because I think it really plays into their employability skills. And since we're part of the Tech Center, that's one of the main focuses of this class. So it gives them customer service experience and experience working with others and taking pride in something that they've made.
Other classes will take their best shot at it later today. Teachers and school staff are able to test the treats and give their thoughts. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Good news for holiday shoppers is the price of turkey continues to drop, but you may be paying more for another holiday favorite. We'll have the details.
And our temperatures will continue to warm as we head into the weekend. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
It made me feel great to know that you have somebody standing behind you. They had my back.
That's what practicing law is all about. We are Aaron Sachs and Associates.
In Consumer Watch this morning, Toyota is recalling nearly 2 million RAV4 compact SUVs. The automaker said yesterday that over 1.8 million vehicles from model years 2013 through 2018 may carry a fire risk caused by replacement batteries. Some of the batteries have incorrect dimensions, which could cause them to shake loose and start a fire if the vehicle makes a sharp turn. Toyota said it is working to remedy the issue at no cost to owners. Those affected by the recall will be notified in December. In the meantime, owners can either enter their vehicle info into the Toyota website or the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website for recalls. And there's news about the cost of hosting a Thanksgiving feast this holiday season. Turkey prices are down about 9% according to a new report from Wells Fargo. The price of ham, however, is up more than 5% to $4.56 per pound. Fresh cranberries are 20% cheaper than this time last year, but canned cranberries are up almost 60%. And today, Starbucks is getting a jump on the holidays. The coffee chain is releasing 4 new red and green cup designs, plus a frosted bobble cold cup. The coffee chain is also bringing back some old holiday menu favorites and adding 2 new drinks, the iced gingerbread oat milk chai and the Oleato gingerbread oat milk chai latte. And the Federal Reserve was front and center yesterday afternoon, with its latest announcement on interest rates. Many analysts expected the Fed will hold rates steady, leaving them at the highest they've been in more than 2 decades. John Loring reports.
The Federal Reserve isn't deflating its fight against inflation.
It's moved down, but the pace of progress has slowed. There's still a ways to go to get to that desired 2% mark.
Despite that, most economists predict Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell will hold interest rates steady for the second time in a row.
Market interest rates have gone up mightily since the beginning of August. And so that does a lot of the Fed's dirty work for them. They can afford to hold off on raising rates further at this juncture.
The U.S. economy had a strong third quarter, thanks in large part to robust consumer spending. However, even if interest rates stay the same, they're still at a level not seen in 22 years. And some analysts say that could cause financial concerns.
I think if you paint with a broad brush, it ignores the reality that about 60% of households are living paycheck to paycheck. We've seen credit card balances going up at a time when credit card rates are at a record high. People are not financing purchases at 20% interest because everything's wonderful.
The Federal Reserve has raised interest rates 11 times since March of last year, and Fed officials say a 12th hike is possible in December.
We're headed towards a serious fiscal crisis in the country and do need to start having the conversation about what to cut.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The U.S. economy may soon hit a snag for various reasons, including the resumption of student loan repayments, soaring bond yields, and a possible government shutdown later this month. And if you don't want to tip your DoorDash driver, then be prepared to wait longer for your food. That's according to a warning message the food delivery service is testing out. If a customer tries to place an order without a tip, they see a pop-up message that reads, quote, "Orders with no tip might take longer to get delivered," end quote. The message goes on to say the drivers can pick which orders they want to pick up, and those that take longer to be accepted usually means a slower delivery. However, a DoorDash spokesperson told CNN that the message is just a test, but she added that Dashers have the freedom to accept or reject offers based on whether or not they think they are valuable. And that's it for Consumer Watch. Now here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, another quick look outside in the area. We've got clear skies. We've got south winds allowing us to be a little warmer. 39 in Joplin, 34 Pittsburgh. No frost visible this time on the KDOT camera down there. One more check of that bus stop forecast. Kids getting on the bus here in about 15 minutes. We're looking right around the mid-30s. South breeze 5 to 10. And then as we head through the mid-morning into the afternoon, those winds pick up. They start gusting about 25 miles an hour. But plentiful sunshine, south winds equals warmer weather. We're in the mid-50s by this afternoon. The winds, though, are going to be an issue, gusting 20, 25 miles an hour for most of us through today into tonight and tomorrow night. And some of our northern counties, you see those brighter colors, could even see gusts push into the 30 to possibly 40 mile an hour range in some instances, albeit brief. It won't be until early Saturday morning that the winds will finally begin to give us a break. Going through the day, sunny and windy, sunny and windy, sunny. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be warmer as well, with temperatures going into the mid to upper 50s and maybe even some lower 60s out there across the area. So looking pretty good. Now, I've been talking about the weekend and how nice the weekend is going to be, and it's going to be pretty decent. And then we're looking at some rain chances as we head into next week, and of course our warming trend will continue through the weekend as well. We're having a complete look at that, plus birthdays and anniversaries, all of that right after this.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro.
Cut, more feeling. Cue the music.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Love it.
Now you can get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. US Cellular, built for us.
It's the month of November, and at Skyway Buick GMC, we want to say thank you for giving us a record-breaking year. We continue to sell more cars each year, and it's all because of you telling your friends and tell your neighbors where you got the deal at. Thank you again from SkywayBuickGMC.com. And remember, If you want extras at the table, make sure you get extra turkey and not extra dressing, because the dressing makes you chunky, okay? Remember, it's turkey only and no extra dressing. Skyway.
Everything that we have learned about cars here at the track, we apply to keeping you safe on the road. Our ASE certified mechanics are trained to accurately diagnose automotive issues correctly the first time. ProLoop Tire and Auto Center, locally owned and operated since 2001.
Compass Quest and Heartland Canines for Veterans invite you to a free community PTSD awareness weekend, November 3rd, 4th, and 5th at Bookhouse Cinema. Learn more about this hope-filled weekend. Call or click bookhousejoplin.com.
At Metro, appliances are all we do, and we want to be your one-stop for all of your appliance needs. We offer the Midwest's largest inventory and the best trained sales staff to make it easy to navigate through all the options. Then we do a real-time competitive price check so you can be absolutely certain you're getting the lowest price guaranteed. And finally, we stock thousands of appliances and offer free delivery so you can get your new appliance when you need it. Metro Appliances and more. The right price on the right product right now.
Our phones keep us constantly connected. But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? To limit screen time, but not quality time. And to give us rhythm instead of algorithms. Introducing Us Mode. Set your phone for human connection at US Cellular.
Time for those Thursday birthdays here in the 4 states, and we have got ourselves an excellent list beginning in Columbus with Rachel Hutto celebrating her first birthday, and there she is pictured with her sisters Riley and Reagan. Happy birthday, Rachel.
Very cute. And happy first birthday as well to Jax Dixon over in Parsons. It says, happy first birthday, love Mimi and Papa. Pretty cute. Look at that guy.
All right, and we've got Mason Metcalf in Fort Scott celebrating birthday number 7 with love from Dad, Mom, Sis, and Bob. Happy birthday, Mason.
And over in Girard, Kansas, happy 14th birthday to Lucas Kamik.
And we've got Brenna Armstrong in Shell City celebrating birthday number 16. Says we hope you have an incredible day with love from the family.
And over in Sarcoxie, Missouri, happy 25th birthday to Matthew Meyer. It says happy birthday from Haley, Lucas, and the rest of the family.
And in Columbus, we've got Randy Robinson celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Randy.
And happy birthday to Pete Randall.
And Kathy Triber in St. Paul celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Kathy.
Happy 69th birthday to Cindy King over in Chanute.
Also in Chanute, Debbie Kiddo celebrating birthday number 69 as well. Happy birthday, Debbie.
All right, and happy 96th birthday to Barbara Howard over in Neosho. It says birthday love from Donna, Sue, Beverly, and families.
And we've got a 65th wedding anniversary for Joe and Margaret Titus in Fort Scott. A very happy anniversary to the Titus family.
Ooh, and we got a very special birthday. It's Bill Vickery, who's our KOAM's Director of Engineering. Wishing you the happiest of birthday, Bill. Thank you for all you do.
Bill is one of the folks that keeps this place standing upright. We have a team of 3 people. Bill is the leader of that team, and if it wasn't for them, this building would not be standing the way it is, nor would we have things working around here as well as they do. So very happy birthday to you, Bill. And our list continues with another anniversary. This is a 49th anniversary for Stephen and Janet Bacon in Pittsburgh. Happy anniversary.
And in Piqua, Kansas, happy 77th birthday to Flo Reno.
And in Chanute, Marie Bryant celebrating a very special 91st birthday out there. Very happy birthday to you, Marie, and a happy birthday and anniversary to everyone on our list. We, of course, will always be celebrating these, and we want to celebrate your special day with you. Caitlin, how do they participate?
All you got to do is submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include pictures and any fun little messages.
We, of course, always love those pictures and especially those messages. All right, let's take a quick look outside. We've got our camera on top of the Cornell complex in downtown Joplin. Clear skies out there. A south wind starting to pick up across the area. And, of course, it does make it feel a little colder for now, but it is ushering in warmer weather. MoDOT camera 32nd in range line. Clear skies out there as well. And not seeing the same frost buildup on the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue just south of Pittsburgh. Last couple of days, that frost has been very evident out there. Even looked like a light snow almost. 39 in Joplin. Feels like 31 with that south breeze at about 15 miles an hour. We still have that weird temperature anomaly in northeast Oklahoma. Still don't know what's going on with that. But outside of that, the rest of this working just fine. 34 in Stockton. 36 Nevada, Lamar, Iola, and Neodesha, as well as Parsons. 34 Pittsburgh, Chautauqua, Sedan. And 38 Carthage and a pair of 33s. Well, three 33s. Triple threes in the threes. Neosho, Monette, and Cassville. We get our morning started. Again, it's a cold start. Sunny skies. The wind will start really picking up, gusting out of the south at around 25 miles an hour. But our temperatures start to look a lot better, heading to the mid-40s as we go into the late morning. We're going to continue to warm as we go through today and heading into this upcoming beautiful weekend out there. We're going to have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this. And when we switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m. for the KOAM Morning News over there, they say a fire can start from just a spark, but when the KOAM Morning News makes that switch, we're going to show you how a spark can ignite a surprise fireworks display. We expect to see fireworks for a national holiday or other celebration, but Janie Moose brings us the story of how a rear-ender also set off a brilliant display. Watch out for the flying debris and enjoy the show when the KOAM Morning News makes that move over to Fox 14 at 7.
You're a family member in need of care in the home? Phoenix provides care in the comfort of your home, from caregiving and nursing to therapy and end-of-life.
Desert Fox and earn the Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal. We're proud to salute Brandon Callanan, a 4-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A semi-truck overcorrected and overturned last night. The incident happened 2 miles west of Joplin Stockyards. Authorities were called in to assist with the overturned semi around 5 p.m. The semi spilled 40,000 pounds of bath and body soaps and lotions. Carthage Fire was able to wash the soap and lotion off the highway, and the driver was not injured. Candidates for Parsons City Commission, Labette County College Board of Trustees, and 2 district school board positions took center stage yesterday evening. Each person running for a position had equal time to share why they felt they were qualified for the job, as well as answer questions. And November is American Diabetes Month. More than 37 million children and adults have diabetes in the United States. In the states of Kansas and Missouri, for example, about 11% of them of the adult population are dealing with the condition. And that's a check of today's top headlines and news you need to know before you head out the door.
And as you head out the door, it's a bit of a chilly one out there to start, but we're going to be a little warmer. Temperatures mid-upper 50s, breezy though. South winds at about 25 or 20 miles an hour, gusting to 25 out there. But sunny skies, clear skies through the evening, still a bit breezy as we go through the evening and overnight. Temperatures right about where they should be though for this time of year in the low to mid 40s. Warming trend continues, low 60s Friday, mid to upper 60s Saturday. Of course, don't forget to set your clock back. Low 70s Sunday and Monday, and then we'll see shower chances building in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week.
Wonderful. And coming up today at noon, we're making Italian beef roll-ups in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Change could be coming to the nation's real estate market. Next on CBS Mornings, a look at mortgage rates and whether or not we might be headed into a housing recession.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, as we mentioned, November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and KOAM's Fernanda Silva gives us a closer look at coping with illness.
Plus, Election Day just around the corner. KOAM's Anthony Saviello had a chance to sit down with some of the candidates running for office in Parsons. That's going to wrap it up for us for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 5.
And we'll see you today at noon.
why you locked a child in the closet.
They were put in timeout.
That's flat out abuse.
Next, Dr. Phil.